Hey, welcome back. A new chapter is beginning at the Harte Research Institute. Scientists at their Coral Reef and Ocean Health Lab just returned from the Florida Keys with, get this, more than 200 corals.
Yeah, it's all part of a research initiative aimed at ensuring the long-term survival of coral reef ecosystems throughout the Gulf and the Caribbean. Our Natalia Zuna joins us now. And Natalia, we know that you got to meet with those researchers fresh off their trip.
Mike, Leslie, that's right. Well, imagine when you're flying and going through TSA, just think of what that entails. Maybe taking out your electronics, sometimes removing your shoes. Well, researchers at the Harte Research Institute had to take an additional step as they flew back with 200 corals collected from the Florida Keys nurseries. It was a long journey, but one that is worth it, especially now that the corals are housed safely here at their aquarium, ready for research.
Coral reefs are important. They do support about 25% of our marine species, and they're really important for us here on land.
That was Dr. Keisha Barr with the Harte Research Institute, explaining how her team is embarking on a second chapter of their Operation Coral Rescue. It comes about a year after HRI scientists pioneered new approaches to coral conservation through the original Operation Coral Rescue project. Now, Dr. Barr partnered with Reef Renewal USA to gather, package, and transport 200 corals, making the journey from their coral reef nursery in Florida and landing here in the coastal bend.
To really understand what is the overall ability of these corals to withstand temperature change or any type of environmental change.
Research aquarist Jack Willens observes and cares for these corals every day.
We make sure that everything's okay, there's nothing majorly wrong with any of them. I check all of the systems as well, so I check all the pumps, all of the lights, make sure everything's running the way that it should do, and then we test the water quality.
Willens says their research is already uncovering some surprising patterns in coral behavior.
It is possible for bleached corals that are stressed for them to recover and become healthy again if the stressor is reduced or over time, similar to us being resilient and training for things, we get better at surviving.
Dr. Barr adding it's all one big collaboration as the same coral species exist here in the Gulf and in the Caribbean.
We can get a better idea of, okay, if there are restoration efforts happening in Florida, these species will do really well in these areas. And if there's ever restoration that occurs at the Flower Garden Banks National Marine Sanctuary or anywhere else in the Gulf, what type of species should be put where?
And HRI scientists tell me this is just the beginning of the second Operation Coral Rescue, where they hope to continue to pioneer new approaches to coral conservation and reef restoration. They say it's important to note that these aren't just any corals, they're nursery-grown corals specifically used for research, helping restore reefs, not just here in the Gulf, but around the world. Leslie, Mike?
Alrighty.
Sounds like some important work going on there.
Yeah, all to protect our ecosystem under the sea, under the surface.
Lots of science in that
Lots
report
of
there,
science.
yeah.